And we are back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 504. And no, this is not Sunday Funday. In this episode of the Iron Man podcast, me and that black man will be primarily going over YuGiOh's newest video that is talking about like the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG dying, and we'll just talk about that. Actually, we were going to talk about the Pokemon pronoun thing actually, but that will be most likely next week because these kind of discussions tend to, take a bit of time to go over each point and get stuff done. So, as I always say at the beginning parts of the Iron Man podcast, now moving forward, just kidding. Okay, so if you want to watch the Iron Man podcast episodes in order, go follow me on Rumble, or you could just click the link in the description box below where it says Rumble channel. You can watch all the episodes of the Iron Man podcast from 1 to 4.99, unfiltered, uncensored, quality content. There's plenty of one-on-ones, panel discussions, hours and hours and hours of content there for you. And if you do follow me on Rumble, you could, watch any of the other pre-recorded videos I've already uploaded there from obviously this channel where I started to doing that actually because I wanted to make sure I wanted to keep a lot of my pre-recorded content in the event that anything does happen. And then also you have the League of Legends live streams and the various Master Duel live streams and the Pokemon TCG ones that we did. And more game streams will happen in the future, but they'll just be on a gaming dedicated channel actually. But now, from now on, if I just game it through Twitch and Rumble and X actually. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really say. Thank you to every single person that has recently subscribed to the channel. It definitely does mean a lot. And we are on our way to reaching 1,000 subscribers very, very soon. And currently right now I'm still working on publishing all the episodes of the Iron Man podcast and Cloud9 podcast, the podcasting platforms for anyone that is obviously still interested in listening to the show. And joining me here today to talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG is dying with Mr. Blanks. Hello.
What's up?
You look like you're dead.
No, I'm here. I'm just playing Pokemon right now. This guy said it looks good. I'm testing it, dude. This deck sucks, man. I can't even beat this Tier 5 deck in Pokemon.
Oh my god.
So it's like, dude, you need Arvin instead of Professor's Research. It's like, dude, Arvin's better. It's like,
okay.
It would just be better because then you could get Tool, and I'm always getting bossed up, and it's like, fuck. It's like, dude, they always just have boss. It's like, and then if they didn't have max belt, it's like, dude, it's an unwinnable matchup against this because this deck plays low to the ground. You have to take 6 while they have to take 3. Or you have to take 6 knockouts when you have to take 3. It's just like, I was like, oh, but you just lose. I was like, dude, this deck sucks, man. I'm like, it's like right now it sucks. It's just fuck. I was like, shut up. Just telling them shut up. I'm like, dude.
Why are you so mean? This man's always going off on people.
Because sometimes people try to fool you with shit. It's like, dude, I'm testing this deck. This deck's just not good. I'm not saying you're a bad deck builder. It's just not good. Like, it's like it's good against non-rogue decks. The issue is you go to a tournament, if you can't even beat regular decks, it's like, dude, your deck is tiered. Your deck is tech for 2 decks. And then if you don't see none of those decks, it's like, if you go to a tournament, you see 4 of those decks, you go 4 and 5. That's not a good tournament. It's like if I'm looking at the deck now, I'm like, fuck. It's like Bug Catcher sets good, but it's kind of trash. It's like, what if I took out 4 Bug Catcher sets and 4 researches and go, let me get, because they're gonna boss my shit up. It's like I need. It's like, and that's I fucking hate. Diplin's good, but it's like every time I play, it's like, oh, maybe it's just you, and then you tested the deck sucks. I'm like, you keep saying it's just me, but then the deck, it's like, dude, it's like, fuck.
Yo, what's up, Michael? How you doing, man?
That's why sometimes I'm like, when people, hate when people say, "Oh, it's just you. You
Soon.
suck with the deck," and they test the deck and then they suck. I'm like, dude, the deck just sucks,
Maybe the
man.
deck
It's
just
like,
isn't good, actually. Yeah.
yeah, it's like sometimes I hate when people just say it's you. It's like sometimes it is the duelist or
Mhm.
the trainer. Sometimes the deck just sucks. It's like
Mhm.
sometimes it's like when people try. I forgot what deck. Back in the day, it was like 2020. I forgot people were trying to convince this deck was good, but it was just bad.
Mhm.
It's like no, it just sucks. I'm sorry. It's fuck. I
Because I
forgot.
wanted to ask you this too, because
Yeah,
it feels like every single year these kind of videos pop up, and this is
yeah,
not a rogue hero, but this is these videos pop up every single year, or there'll be a time period where like there's like this bingo card. There'll be like a bunch of things that Yu-Gi-Oh always
yeah,
happens or will have happen, and then you're kind of just playing bingo on like which one it's gonna happen on, you know?
yeah,
And you can always count on Yu-Gi-Oh is dying videos. You can always count on those. Like
yeah,
those end up. I'll be honest here, these kind of videos just end up becoming a meme because
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh is still around, you know? And there's a lot to discuss there, obviously. And I have obviously my ideas and thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh in general. You know, like to be fair, Yu-Gi-Oh has definitely kind of been behind on certain things. Like even
yeah,
just with the online simulator, like like with Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, just the
yeah,
idea of that. Oh, Master Duel only came out in 2022, right? Keep in mind, everyone was
yeah,
just using third-party servers until like 2022, and they're still using the third-party servers like YuGiOh Pro and Dueling Book, right? Actually,
yeah,
or Dueling Nexus, right? Like we just got an official online simulator last about 2 years ago.
yeah,
That's crazy to think about in general, given how popular the game is supposed to be. You know, I mean, Duel Links was popular for a little bit there. They still have like the world championship spot for Duel Links, but I've never was really into Duel Links actually. Just was
yeah. Same here.
really
I just never cared for it. Oh yeah, okay.
I never got into it. I played it once and I was like, it, this is like really nerfed Yu-Gi-Oh for some reason. You know, you only get like
Yeah,
3 monster spaces, 3 spell and trap zones, and then the usual other standard shit. And I'm like, this is the way people want to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I swear, like sometimes when you're playing a game, people just want to play in the most weirdest ways, and it's like, why would I not want to play with 5 monsters? I don't know. That's just how I am personally. I don't really like playing Yu-Gi-Oh in unstandard ways. Sometimes it's not as fun as everyone keeps saying it is,
no,
honestly. But hey,
exactly.
you know, to each his own on what you consider fun. Actually, all right. Are you ever gonna make a video similar like this, talking about is Yu-Gi-Oh TCG really dying at all?
Oh, I got a video. I don't got a video on this. I got a
Mm-hmm.
video describing how and what kind of pricing they can do it. I'm breaking it down. It's taking me a while because I'm trying to edit some
Gotta write this
cards
shit
on
down.
like no shit's already written down.
Oh, okay.
It's on my walls. It's a whole thing of no, the reason why it's taking a while because it's the way I'm editing. Like I'm trying to like okay, have a staple hair trap. That file I'm like okay, one that's has 3 videos. First video is why I believe Yu-Gi-Oh has to get better pricing in this, and these the reason why. First, it's going to show
Mhm.
how this way works, and what if
Yeah.
Konami went this way, and then how they have to structure it. Because people think shit could get done overnight. I'm like, this is going to be a 2 year thing. This is going to be at least a 2 year process because they
Yeah.
have to break it down. They have to do this. Okay, now the question is do you just make it YCSs? Do you make it or are regionals no cash? Like regionals is prize cards. Like because regionals are not controlled directly by Konami. They're
Yeah.
controlled by whoever's the organizer, and you don't want to put cash prizes in the hands of an organizer that's not directly connected to Konami. That's why it's cash prizing only YCS and above. Like if
Mhm.
OTS stores, all right, if you win this, you get this OTS like, yeah, cool, but I know certain places you don't want to get someone in high value card because they're not gonna have that card for long. That shit's gonna be in somebody else's hand. That shit's gonna get jacked. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got that sense where you don't want to, in a sense, make it make it look like that. You know, people can't can't work this shit out. Because at the end of the day, I
Yeah.
feel like I truly believe that if people actually do the situation right, they probably can get it. You know, I feel like Konami can't do it if they try, but I don't think they. I think they can, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, because
Like,
dude, a lot of people are just illiterate on a lot of things about how multi-disc
yeah,
works in general. Like people don't even know how a local card store even orders product. Actually,
yeah,
all they know is that they just order it from a distributor, and then their brain just turns off from there. It's like people have to
exactly.
know that like Konami already gets paid up front. You know what I mean? Like so. The idea of them changing when they're already getting paid up front is already hard in and of itself.
Yeah,
Then people got to realize the fact that if distributors aren't buying enough product from Konami to sell it to the local stores, right? And that means
yep,
that Konami's going to notice there's no sales of that. The reason why they made a rarity collection too is because they knew that there was a lot of sales for it. They probably sold out of all their orders of it, you know. But they're already getting their money up front though. Everything they do comes through them, right?
yeah,
So there's like many things that goes into this. I think it comes down to a lot of things because like people will mostly break down Yu-Gi-Oh's dying from like the prize support at tournaments, and it's like people got to go to tournaments for that to even be a factor of a problem. You know, like someone has to
yep,
go to the tournament for that to be a problem. And if you're at your local, local store, I mean, your local store provides packs, and that's understandable from their point of view. And don't they give you like store credit anyway, which is essentially
some stores,
yeah,
most of
some
the,
stores do.
yeah, depending on the store, they'll give you store credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So let's go over this right now. All right. So, wow. Everyone, just letting you guys know, we are going to be going over Rogue Heroes video. Yes, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG is dying, and here's why. And we will cover it right now. So here we go. Also, subscribe to Rogue Hero. He's been putting out some really good content. His vlogs have been getting better and better. I wish this motherfucker would just take his time and just buy a new damn PC. He bought his son a PC, and I was like, bought yourself a PC, but I get it. You got to get it for the kid and everything. But man, save up and get your own fucking damn PC off that toaster you call a laptop. Love you. And you looking all juicy and sexy too. God damn.
Nigga, stop
All
being
right.
horny, nigga, and start the fucking video.
Hey.
Start the
That's
show,
all
nigga.
fine. Hey, you trying to throw
Oh,
hands?
yeah, I'm gonna throw hands. I'm gonna throw hands and feet, nigga.
What do
I'm
you
about
mean?
to.
I'm trying
Never
to.
mind. I was about to say something mad violent. No, we on YouTube, right? We on YouTube.
Yeah. Why?
Oh
Why
no,
are
no,
blacks
oh
so
no.
violent? Blacks people are violent. Just saying. God
Yeah,
damn. Caught you in 4K being violent. God
yeah.
damn.
Mine was you, but I was gentle with the queen earlier.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. They call her Corner Girl. I don't ever want to hear a bitch talk to me, and your name is Corner Girl.
Nope.
Bruh.
That's a no for
Oh.
me. How Randy Jackson said, that's a no for me, dog. Mm-mm. What?
Wow. That is. Oh god. Nope. Oh god. All right. Let's go. Starting right now.
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I've been playing this game for about 20 plus years now. I'm technically a Yu-Gi boomer. My son is the same age that I was when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, 12 years old. And I've noticed amongst the younger Gen Z, which is what my son classifies as, they don't give two craps about a card game that's not named Pokemon. And a lot of them damn sure don't even know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. And if they do, a lot of them don't care.
Yeah, that's a sad reality too. I mean, most kids are interested in playing Fortnite and reading manga too. This happens in comics as well, where getting kids into comics is not even applicable in some areas because they just want to read manga. They want to read about Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and Bleach and all that shit. It's because kids growing up now are going through different ways of consuming media than we did. Actually, much faster ways of consuming media too. You know. I forgot his kid's age. I think the kid's like 12 or some shit. So
I think 12 or 13 is
yeah, he grew up in a much different time period than we did. Like
yeah,
much different. Holy crap! Like I don't know how. Like the kid's probably what you said 12. I'd imagine
yeah,
he was at the tail end of that era for like Saturday morning cartoons.
yeah.
We used to live for that. Just Saturday morning cartoons. Wake up seeing your favorite show.
Saturday morning shows in general. Like just waking
Saturday
up.
shows in the morning, go to the evening, in the night. Ooh, Saturday was just the day for content.
Saturday from 8 to 12, and then you would wait till nighttime for Nickelodeon, or if you're a poor cop, then America Most Wanted, and then 48-hour mysteries on CBS. That's how to me everything from 12 to 8 or 1 o'clock to 8, because ABC sometimes ran over Disney one Saturday morning.
And then if you had Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, woo.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Definitely when we finally got came out, oh my God, Adult Swim Saturday night with the anime.
Oh yeah, I used to wake up. I used to go to bed like 11:30 after Inuyasha had the newest episode, and new episodes didn't come out for it on Saturday and Sunday at that moment in time. So I just wait till it repeated on Monday. Woo,
yeah,
man. But yeah, kids nowadays don't know that. They're like, "What's a Saturday morning cartoon?" And you're like, "Wow, I really am old."
Yep.
Recently in the community, I've been seeing a lot of stuff online talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh game is dying. Pro players are getting fed up and switching to other card games.
And I will say this. A lot of the pro players that play the game, they always generally, from my understanding, from what I've seen, come back whenever it's mostly beneficial for them, actually, because when people always say they're leaving, I think with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a really different mentality with that. If you've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time, I've been with the game since it began, so obviously I'm not quitting anytime soon or ever because I love Yu-Gi-Oh. But when someone says they're quitting, I think like full-blown cold turkey. No more Yu-Gi-Oh. Potentially you sell your collection and all that shit, everything, right? I think some people confuse taking a break with actually quitting something, because that's actually different.
Sometimes people quit. Sometimes people quit, but don't fully It is true that some people do take a break, but sometimes people take a break and then they like the break and then they leave. Sometimes people take that slow. They take that slow process of quitting, and then there's the fast like that. One YouTuber who literally just threw all his cards in the trash and then joined the cult or whatever that shit was. I
remember that. Fuck.
Yeah, because
I remember that.
I told him, like, dude, if you really want to do something, you could have sold the cards and then donated the money. You didn't think of that. And he was doing some good stuff. He was doing the content where he was pricing how much the product was and how much this was. I was like, okay, he didn't realize how good what he was doing until I was like, damn, he doesn't realize how what he's really doing is good stuff, but he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it, and it's sad because he was doing a lot of good stuff. He just, by the time he saw it, it was like he already was gone. I remember it was just one day he was here, and a lot of people when they quit, they do the slow quit. It's not like they'll
slowly but surely stop competing as much. They'll
stop
buying as much cards.
Yeah,
they'll stop going to locals as much. Yeah. And then they'll be like, yeah, man, my girlfriend started sucking another dude off, and then I just wanted to quit the game. It's like, bro, what the hell? Shut up.
I know some people who broke up with their girl who they met at that locals, and they couldn't go to that locals anymore. It was like, and then they just quit because the closest locals after that was like almost double the miles, and it's like, damn, you gotta leave because the person is fucked up. You're like, shit, damn, that's messed up, man.
All right.
And people are screaming that their local scene is just completely dead. And guess what? I'm finally glad you guys have been catching up. Me and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh veterans have been complaining about the same issues that I'm going to complain about in this video today for years. Check back in some of my older content. I got tons of videos talking about Yu-Gi-Oh TCG is dying. And people always say, the game's growing, it's getting good sales, event numbers are up. And I'm just like, bro, that don't mean anything when you have no children playing. As crazy as that sound.
There's a lot of conflicting opinions on this. I will say this. Whenever I see even his vlogs actually, or even I see like other people vlogging and playing the game actually, whenever they're at regionals, it's packed. But people have to understand, well, that's a regional. Well, people are definitely going to be going to those, right? YCS, people are definitely going to those. Those are big events. Those are events that matter to people. I think the reason why local scenes have been dying out, well, not just because of Yu-Gi-Oh, is because like when people kind of play Yu-Gi-Oh enough and you kind of understand what locals is, I'll be honest here, it doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things if you kind of do well at them because they don't mean anything. You know, I think that has finally caught up. Now, people are going to say Pokemon and Magic have locals too. Well, obviously, those matter later on outside of that because, well, there's cash pricing that goes on with that, you know? But then again, that's just how I've generally seen it. I think people, for just in Yu-Gi-Oh sense, just from Yu-Gi-Oh, I think they've gone to a point where they're realizing that if you top locals, it's just not going to mean anything. Or maybe they don't like their local card shop. Maybe the card shop owner is an asshole. It could be a lot of reasons, actually. You know, maybe they actually stop carrying new Yu-Gi-Oh products because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't sell. I mean, we watched that Ruxin video a while ago, and a lot of that new Yu-Gi-Oh product wasn't selling. You know, remember how we had a Structure Deck Soul Burner? Not Structure, fucking hell. We had a Legendary Duelist, the fire one with the fucking hell, the Salamangreat one. Wasn't selling a lot, actually.
Soul burning.
Yeah, and then we had the locals. One of the locals, I think in California or whatever, they had went on Instagram and said, hey, we are dropping Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it does not sell very well.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind, why do people, like, even if they did go to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At locals knowing it doesn't mean shit, you're going there probably to buy, like, new cards to make your deck better. Well, if your shop doesn't carry the newest shit for you to buy the newest cards, for you to make your deck better, well, then you would get no business then. But they can't hold the product or buy it because it doesn't sell, right? So we're in this kind of like,
and then also they have to, and then also they have to buy it because if they don't buy it, they skip off a product. Then sometimes these vendors are reluctant to give them more product next time. It's like, oh, you didn't buy that product last time. Why would you want this product this time? It's like really, it's one of those situations where you get stuck in there and you're like, man, this is bullshit. But
it's one of those things where there's a lot of facets to it, you know, like but the thing is, Magic and Pokemon, from whenever I would go out of my town to see like tournaments, Magic Pokemon always have locals doing very well, actually. Yeah. It's really only Yu-Gi-Oh! People talk about this, where people stop disappearing from their locals, and that can mean a myriad of things. I think the biggest two come down to, that's mostly on like I'll say a card point of view, because like a lot of people think people go in there just buy the older shit. No, like a lot of people want to play the newest stuff. People want to be kind of kept up with the current thing, right? Despite what many people always say, like I live in a big city, guys, and big state, and whenever I go out to like the bigger cities, whenever I go to like Frankenstein's or any locals that's generally big, most people that I talk to, the dudes, are trying to get into the newest thing. Not this older shit people's talking about. If your local card shop doesn't carry the newest shit, well, then you're probably not going to give them your business. And then when those first impressions hit, those word of mouth spreads, where it's like, hey, yo, this locals doesn't have the newest shit. Nope, no point in going there. You see how that could trickle down? Word of mouth could play out like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Main reason, if you guys haven't realized, the main reason why event numbers are up is because all the kids that were playing during the Zexal era is finally getting old enough to travel alone. My nephews, for example, I have one nephew that's 18, one that's turning 17, or vice versa. One of them turned 17, the other one's turning 18. Both of them got in Yu-Gi-Oh! Heavily during the Zexal era. The Zexal era was really good with the older Gen Zs.
Yeah, I like the Zexal era. It was a great era. I loved it. Loved playing it.
Them hooked into the game. However, the generation under them, the younger Gen Zs and Gen Alpha, they don't care about that type of stuff. They never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there was not a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime to come out around that time.
That's the thing too. I think I mentioned this a long time ago. Primarily the reason why most of us, and I'll say this number, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this. I don't give a fuck. Stats, fuck stats. Who needs that? Who needs facts? I'm just kidding, guys. I would imagine 96% of people from the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG got into the game, playing the game, because of the anime. We all used to watch the anime. We watched Duel Monsters, we watched GX, watched 5Ds. He said right there, his nephews watched Zexal. That means people were still watching it up until that point. They got into it because they liked the anime. If they're, and like I mentioned earlier, the way you consume content is different now. And the way we consume Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day was it would come on Saturdays, or you watch the reruns throughout the week to catch up. Okay? So since media has changed massively since then, YuGiOh has now been relegated to, I think, Pluto TV, where they were dropping like the new Vrains episodes on, and they stopped dubbing those from what I heard. And they had YuGiOh 7s, and that's on, I forgot where that's at right now. Honestly, I think that's on Hulu or some shit. Well, Hulu's a big platform, right? But the marketing for the anime has been exceptionally bad, and Konami has been very behind the times on this, actually. So the main key reason why a lot of us even played the game to begin with is not a main factor in driving people to enter the game. You know, if you have an anime that people like and people can watch, they'll enter the game, right? Because they like what they see in the anime, because people are, well, nerds are just weird like that. Well, since the anime hasn't been a big factor into Yu-Gi-Oh! In a long time, outside of, like, you could say Zexal, because Arc V is, I mean, I was around when Arc V was dropping, and that anime is bad. That show stinks. You know? The anime is not your driving factor, then you're just relying on people just, you know, living off nostalgia.
Okay, Arc V is, okay, I know 5D is Senko. Which one was for Xyz? That was Zexal, right?
XYZ is Exos. Yeah, Arc V's Pendulum.
Okay.
What was the thing we kept hearing? People quit a lot because they didn't like pendulums. Even though it's weird, pendulums actually weren't strong until like really 2016. Actually,
yeah.
people actually quit at a weird period because the decks that they thought were going to be good all flopped with like Supply Squad or something.
I remember people were leaving their synchro format. I remember people were leaving their Teledad format. It was just too. It priced a lot of people out for a while.
Yeah,
and it came back.
Even Vagabond said that he left when pendulums got like announced. And I was saying, everyone like, there's no. It's so weird that people. It's not just him that said that. And like, I'll be honest with you guys, pendulums. Any pendulum strategy you can think of right now was not good in 2015. The decks that were good, Telenites, Shadal, and Burning Abyss. None of those used pendulums at all. None of them. Not a single one of them.
I was looking at coming back during that era. I didn't come back just because I was in school. The deck I was looking at was Cleaforce. I was like, Cleaforce looks fun. Like
Cleaforce was kind of a pendulum deck. It was mostly a stun deck.
I mean, but it did have the pendulum skills. I mean, in a sense.
Yeah, to be fair, all you did was just like what, summon Scout or activate Scout, pay 8.
Like I didn't come back to 2018. Technically 2018. I tell people 2017, but technically it was after the May 2018 balance when I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, in a sense. And because a lot of people, this guy named Jeff who I met yesterday, he told me he left Yu-Gi-Oh! right as Lynx came in. He said he had no issue with pendulums. He said it was Lynx because it made the game too fast. It made it now where it was just you didn't even need a summoning mechanic anymore. Lynx were just 2 monsters, Link monster. It was like he said once Firewall Dragon came out and he saw how broken that was. He said Spiral was his last straw. I was like, Spirals? I was like, okay.
The fact that he said he had nephews watching into sex, so there was probably definitely a good amount of people that still watched and attempted to play. You know, like we saw turnouts for older events; they were packed, massive. Even if you go back and look at views on YouTube from like content 10 years ago, the views on this stuff, guys, was absolutely insane. There were Yu-Gi-Oh channels quite literally dedicated to going to events and just filming duels. They would get that much views, okay? And that just started kind of just like dying out.
And I think also back then was the price support for all the games were trash. Magic was the only one, but Magic was kind of like the same 8 players kept winning. It was like, always the best players are going to win. But it was like, no, it got to the point where it was kind of like those players were the only ones that were really able to pay for the top tier deck. You got priced out. Like, if you weren't getting a $2,000 Magic deck, you wasn't winning. And it was like Pokemon was kind of like that for a while, but not pricing wise. It was more like these degenerate decks. It was like, and
they don't promote like you said, Zexal. Zexal doesn't get any promotion, really. The only character from Zexal that gets promoted quite a bit is just Kite, who uses the Galaxy Photon archetype.
Yeah, because I mean that's the only deck that that's the only
Yuma didn't
deck
really
that.
have an archetype. He had a bunch of jank shit. He
Okay,
had archetypes, but they were like bad.
okay,
Oh,
okay, okay.
Sharks got support later on, but that was like way
Sharks,
later
but
on.
yeah, but sharks still stink though. That's the thing.
I mean, Galaxy Fulton have always stunk. That shit's never been good.
I know. I mean, the thing is, the cards are good in other decks, and that's the selling point.
Well, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
think about that. Like think about some of those broken Galaxy Photon cards, the cards that are related to it. That's been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was it number 95?
Yeah,
That's
I
attacking.
I personally think that Konami has done a very bad job at marketing their other Yu-Gi-Oh animes to people. Like Zexal did have a lot of attention from people. They just didn't they don't market shit.
But you remember I told you about the same thing with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with Dragon Ball Super. Like One Piece doesn't have it because One Piece is the one good thing about One Piece is all their like animes revolved around like certain people that they could swap in and out because like the animes went through.
No. One Piece is just One Piece is a continual story based off like a set of characters. Well, relatively.
That's why
Yu-Gi-Oh constantly has different protagonists each series.
But the One Piece doesn't just lie on Luffy and the first season.
Yeah.
It doesn't. See, think about it. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
mm-hmm.
Digimon's guilty of this too. Definitely guilty.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super, Naruto when they had their card game, they were
Bleach
guilty.
Tried to. Remember Bleach had one? Yeah.
Who else? There's other card game.
Those are the ones that I remember that are really popping off. The Naruto Bleach with the various Dragon Ball Z ones, right?
Digimon always makes Ty or Matt or whoever's from the first season, their cards are always the strongest. Dragon Ball Super, who's always the strongest?
Goku, Vegeta,
Frieza,
Gohan. Yeah.
Nah. The Gohan decks have been somewhat weak. He's
not Gohan. Jeez, my God, fucking hell! What are last fucking? If you need Goku, there's a Vegito deck, isn't it?
Yeah, Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and you leave those kind of decks.
Yeah. Walter said, besides the fact that Pokemon has never ending anime, it benefits from a simplistic story structure that Pokemon has different, like obviously different animes. They have different protagonists at each time.
But
Pokemon's simple. Pokemon is very simple. It's very basic.
The one thing, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh still do the same thing. They lean on that. Yu-Gi-Oh leans on Yugi and Kaiba. Pokemon leans on that first 151. Yeah. Plus a little bit of Johto. But
you know what's crazy about that? It's Pokemon has figured out a way to market not only to older people that started when we started Pokemon here. They've also figured out a way to market to Gen Z kids that play the game.
Yeah.
So there's a way to do it. It's just Konami is not good at effectively marketing. And to be fair, Konami is actually never good at marketing or communicating. Actually.
And you know the sad part about it is what helped them back in the day is what screwed them now. Back in the day, they were the only anime that was actual card game. That means their card game was go to work.
Yeah.
Because once they actually made rules for the actual card game, once they actually made an actual TCG instead of just making collectible cards, once they actually gave rules to that TCG, and then they started following it somewhat in the anime, that's when Yu-Gi-Oh was at its peak. And like that's when it was like in the prime, like everyone fucked with it. The peak was toward the end of Duel Kingdom, Battle City. It was right there. It was like, oh, we actually have a rule structure. Like the most popular was when it was in Duel's Kingdom because it was new. A lot of times the most popular shit is at the beginning. Not always, but mostly. Like the one era people do remember is Battle City. Now with Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no more anime. There's nothing to tie back.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what people do. I don't mean because a lot of people bring up those arguments. And not I'm saying you're wrong. I agree. It's just people use like the pricing arguments. It's no. Most of the entirety of the player base got in because of watching the anime. If you do not have that as a driving factor to get people in, you will not have people.
And also they've been saying the pricing of recently. And you remember I told you about this years ago. You remember when they changed the pricing from actual prize cards to these bullshit cards? I told you, motherfuckers is gonna be pissed that they got rid of the actual.
Oh yeah,
prize
we were
cards.
talking about that a long time ago. Yeah,
you remember I told you about this. That's gonna come back and bite them in the ass. Because think about it. Think about this. You remember when Chaos Armageddon was like $2,500?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember?
To be fair, that card only really ever like it fit in like one deck at the time anyway.
Dragon Link, but Dragon Link kept winning everything.
It was the white, like it was with the Wyvern Buster. Yeah, man, I would have thrown
it was Dragon Link and Thunder Dragon. You remember that's why they limited those two. Thunder Dragon was busted because that card. What was Chaos? What is Chaos Armor Dragon? Light. I think it's light. And then what does Thunder Dragons need? Light and dark. Light and dark. You banish those, they get effects. Mm-hmm. Now you got that shit. Think about it. That shit. 2019, everyone was complaining because that card was too busted. Oh, but and then guess what? But they were already reprinting. They were already reprinting the staple, like their prize cards. They were already reprinting them. That was a kind of a mistake. It was good at first because they gave everybody an equal footing, but it was also a mistake because you know how Yu-Gi-Oh players are. They always go to find a way to complain about something. They complain, oh, you shouldn't be printing prize cards. And the people on the other side, no, you need to print the prize cards for the people that can't, because
at the
end of the day, you can be a good player, but the players who are on top are going to stay on top because they have the better resources. That's
so my thing has been I think I made this video back in the day when I first started. I think it was is the video where Giant Hand got reprinted in that gold edition?
Yeah.
So I remember I did a video
on Crest Card. You remember Crest Card got printed in the one before?
Yeah. I think I remember doing a video where I told people if you make prize cards less powerful, that is going to ruin a good structure of the game. Because the reason why people people know there's no money. So what else are you competing for? To get a good prize card that you can have as an advantage to yourself because you played this much 2 days to win this. If you limit how good that prize card is, that's going to make things worse. So that means the only thing that you're playing for is now fucking useless. Then what do we have then at that point? Because people already know there's no cash prizing. So the only thing you're looking forward to is that prize card or the game system. You can't limit a game system, but that's just unlimited.
Exactly. And that's where they messed up at. They listened to the people that said that you should be printing broken prize cards and made these generic bullshit ass prize cards.
And then I told people, how do you make people care about the game? How do you make someone at the level care about the game?
Go back to making busted prize cards, and you at this point, this is what you do. You don't change the top, you change the bottom. The issue is they change the top, but left the bottom shit. You can't leave the bottom of the pyramid shit because it's going to fall apart.
Dude,
what you need to do is
after Chaos Emperor Dragon, they gave us that dueling dragon that looks like Crimson Dragon. That was shit.
That was trash. That was the beginning of the end.
And they gave us I looked at the newest one. It's a vanilla piece of shit. Really?
Yeah, it's another. It's the second one. The first one, another verse dragon. Trash. Absolute trash.
So even if you win a YCS, you get a prize card. That's shit. So all your hard work.
That's $500. Prize cards used to be worth $3,000. Think about it. The ultra rare used to be $5,000, depending on the card.
Minervas used to go for a lot of money. Yeah, Minervas were
the chaos. You remember the chaos when you win, it would have ultra rare with the ultra rare, and that would be worth about $5,000. The super was worth $3,000. What they did, real quick. What they did, they fucked up. They changed the top of the structure. Let's change the prize card that we make it less valuable on the secondary market. But what you should have done is you should have changed the whole structure. You needed to change it now. When you enter a Konami YCS or higher tournament, like you shouldn't have to wait the top 32 to get a playmat in a deck box. Those should be to me. This is what you should. If you enter a YCS tournament, playmat and deck box should be immediate. You should get that in a bag with like a deck. Like what you get in those stores for like $20 a deck box and a mat needs to come in. But it says competitor, like with a deck box with sleeves, actual good sleeves, because you don't want it to use lewd.
Okay. I know people are gonna hate me for this. I've always liked those style of sleeves. It's just they're trash. You don't use them for like playing. I like those sleeves generally, but their quality's bad. They never improve the quality of them.
They need to get with a better company. What they need to do is
one sec. Walter said pricing is the dumbest tone deaf excuse you hear, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Your average new customer is not starting to play the game, so they can win a prize. They play because it's fun. Yeah, that's the thing. So you have people that are literally playing Ice Barrier fucking Dragoonity Turbo, trying to be like, man, this prize card advantage is unfair to me. You ain't winning shit. What does it matter to you? You ain't playing in no fucking competitive tournament. Second of all, if you're competing that hard, I think you reward people with the broken card. I think John was in the House of Champions. He was like, well, people who had crush card virus back in the day had an unfair advantage, and they would just let their friends borrow them. Yeah, people who are good giving their friends an unfair advantage. That's not bad at all. That's what happens when you
it's fucked up, but that's what happens when you win. You get those advantages. It's like this is why.
Shittiest arguments on the word. Like people who are playing like fucking Melodious Diva or some shit saying those things.
First and second should get prize cards of the highest level, and then third or fourth should get whatever prize card behind it, but it should not be the crush card. It should be like if you want to give them if you want to give top four like another verse dragon plus like an Ash Blossom, like secret, like QCR was like, saying, semifinalists, and then 5th to 8th gets like like you could give out different cards. Like you could give out like a Droll and Lockbird or whatever hand traps in style that format. And then to me, like, cause get rid of the fucking Switch. Like if you want to
leave my Switch alone.
I mean, it's whatever, but it's like.
To be fair, the Switch will have some new games coming out for it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. Most of these systems ain't getting phased out for a while. But it's like, I'll be honest here. People, we're all like gamers. Most of us probably have that shit already. I already have a Switch. I like playing games.
Yeah, no, a
lot of these people already have. A lot of these people either I've already had these consoles or they sold them.
Think about this. Cam Deal got 2 Switches in a matter of span of a month because he got top 4 at Indy. No, he got top 4 at Indy. He got and then he got first in like Raleigh, North Carolina, or whatever. That's me. Come on, it's just they gotta fix the whole price structure. They have to fix it because they shouldn't have got rid of the broken prize card. Like there should still be like a crush card, like virus card. Whatever card you don't want to give us because it's too broken right now, you put it as the prize card. This is my opinion. That another verse dragon, whatever that bullshit did now, that's everybody who is 2 mixed top cut in the YCS needs to get that card. Because it's fucking worthless, but it lets you know I topped an event. This is, that plus whatever participation prize is, plus whatever. If you want to give them a custom mat, like first place to get Buster card, mat, like it says champion, and then second place gets runner up version, and it's shit like that. They listen to too many people crying that, but then now they got people on the other side that this prize is fucking worthless. Like you have to restructure everything you do about pricing, because honestly, I've been researching it, and I know how they can fix it.
Okay.
I know how and I got a video coming out about that. We're gonna look out for that.
I think the one that came out after Zex, I think it was like 5D, as I heard that was really good, but it never not 5D, that's what I'm saying. Not 5D, but the one that came out after that, I think it was either YuGiOh 7s or it was another.
No. After Zexal was Arc V, and that was shit. Right.
That was kind of mature.
I watched this a little bit. It's not that it's bad, but I don't know why I fell off of it. I don't think I was that interested at the time. To be fair, I was going through a lot of shit at that time, so it wasn't
I'll watch it.
Like the first 2 episodes. I watched the first 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, I was watching Rain. I was like, all right, it's cool. I just didn't care for it because I'm like, okay.
I just wasn't interested, honestly. I think I was too burnt out after watching Arc V. I think that was part of my fault.
Yeah.
Just didn't pick up steam, especially it didn't even get a cartoon in the US to get the younger crowd into it.
No, it did. It's on Pluto TV. Yeah. If I didn't even tell people that, they might know what the fuck that is, honestly. It has an English dub. It's just on a buttfuck site nobody's gonna probably even end up watching.
Because every year from 2010, they had every year. It was after. I know they had cards before, but the Shonen Jump Championship prize cards, and what was it 2010 to 2019? They had a different, or they have 3 different ones in 2010. They're all Dark Lord cards. 2011 was blood, different ones. 2019 was this. I think if Crush Card Virus didn't happen in 2020, we might have got a different one that year. Remember, they just can't. The events were canceled for 2 years. That's mean, and then we come out with this new Another Verse Dragon in 2022, and we haven't gotten a new one since. And yeah, because 2018 was the last broken one. That one was I think 26-15, the 2017 and 2018 Shonen Jump prize cards were absolutely broken. Absolutely broke. Just stupid. You think about it. We still haven't gotten Blood Misfit as a reprint from 2011.
Oh, I also think that's what's not good either. Reprinting prize cards cheapens the value of them. Now, here's what I'll say. I personally think that if you're going to do it, it needs to be after a certain period of time where they're not good anymore. That way you don't cheapen the value of them at that moment in time.
Okay.
Them reprinting prize cards, terrible idea.
The issue is
the game. The reason why event numbers are up now is because the younger generation that was into the game back about 15 years ago is finally old enough to travel. However, there's no rotation of new players coming in. The biggest issue outside of...
I'll be honest here, this has also happened with League of Legends too. Gen.G's CEO Arnold has talked about this too. There's not a big new crop of people coming into some of these bigger games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And League of Legends. And ironically, those are the 2 games that I love to death. Fucking crazy, right? So
yeah.
The problem here, a lot of people don't like it when he brings this stuff up. He's right though. You need kind of a younger generation because that's how kind of we have this many people in the game. We had a lot of people enter in. Now they have kids. And they had kids. They started playing. They have their own kids. They will start playing. Now, if you cut that off, you cut up an entire generation of people not in the game, then basically when everyone, dies out, that's not going to happen anytime soon, then you would have no people. But the problem with that argument, it's not that he's wrong. It's more like that's not happening anytime soon, though. So you'll get the same amount of people that'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! And support it, but it's never gonna peak past that point because there's no one new entering. Actually, Chloe, come on, girl, I kill it in League. I'm the leader. I'm the shot caller. People will listen to me. Actually,
I don't know about that.
I'll thank you for your help, fucking bastard.
Okay.
The road players not coming in. It's crappy price support. Why would you get into Yu-Gi-Oh! With the main thing you're going to win if you top 32 an event?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, here is the pricing at the YCS actually. And this is true. This is right. So this is what you get. First place. You could have probably spent almost $1,000 on your deck. Now, another argument people need to bring up is a lot of these players borrow cards from each other. So they're not exactly, I would say, spending $1,000. Some, not all, right? But nevertheless, we'll just use that argument for what it is. Ultra rare Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series prize card. Another verse. Gluttonia? Trash.
Yeah, trash.
Garbage. It's not even an effect monster. It's just a fucking vanilla. It's not even an effect monster. It's a vanilla.
I rather get an autographed version of side frame driver than this shit.
Oh, I knew Chloe. I know. I always take shit in my whatever. Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series trophy. YCS branded premium messenger bag. A Nintendo Switch. Invite to and VP status at the next World Championship Qualifier Tournament. Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series top cut game match. Okay. If you top a YCS, I think that should be an automatic invite to Worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was another thing I had in my video, just like with the Pokemon. I think if you top a YCS, you should get an automatic invite to Worlds. In my opinion. Not that. Oh, what about nationals or national? Do you think nationals is like a glorified regional?
No, because that's the problem. If you give out Worlds invites at YCSs then, because only 4 slots. That's the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! There's too few slots for that shit. They would have to change the structure of how many people you invite to Worlds and then trickle that down.
That's
why
I said. That's why I said, and I remember I put in the video, they got to do a whole system structure. They got to do a reset. That's why when people talk about cash prize is 3-4 years away. They got so many problems that cash won't solve it. Cash will not solve it because they have to restructure everything. If you're giving out cash prizes, you need to give out auto invites where it's like, all right, cool. Like you can win another YCS, but you only get one. You can only get one invite. You only get one. You know, like if you want to do it, you gotta do it like how Pokemon does it. It's gotta be one invite. It's gotta be one invite only. Like you get an invite. Like in a sense,
that's not even possible. I wish that was a thing, but yeah. Now actually, League has a card game. It's called League of Runeterra, and well, that is a something. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Is a playmat, a deck box. Even if you win the event, you get a Nintendo Switch. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know it was that bad. I knew they get stuff with the prize card, but even the prize card now is crappy. It's not even worth much. And it's not like Konami can't fix this. They always say, well, the reason why Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have cash prize is because Kazuka Takahashi did not want cash prizing in Yu-Gi-Oh! And as much as
where did he say that? Where did he? Because I'm trying to find that. People bring that shit up. Like I even said it. I even said it earlier when he brought the shit. Man, when we used a lot of times, like when did he say that? Because y'all keep saying he said it. I'm at the point now. Like, did he actually say it, or one of those things where he would hope that there's no cash prize, or one of those things? Because you can say one thing and then the company could give you a thumbs up and not give a fuck. I've seen that happen before. Like,
yeah, because I've heard of this argument before, and because if we go down that road, that's just a big can of worms to open. Actually, because there's business stuff you got to talk about versus creative versus what can he really say versus what he can really do. Too much there. Okay, so I want to find the actual quote and where he said that. Okay, so Konami's price support Pojo.com forums. Okay, I'm gonna go here just a little bit. Okay. Current price support. Okay, that's a big thing. Who the fuck goes on Pojo forums anymore? That's fucking ancient.
Yeah.
All right. Suki Takahashi forbidding prize money source. I've always seen the anecdote thrown around saying Kazuki Takahashi had forbidden Konami from giving out prize money as he wanted the card game to be more catered to kids. But does anyone know where that original statement came from? Was it from some interview or press release? That's what I thought. The closest online confirmation I can currently find is this mention on TV tropes. Oh my lord!
I was gonna say when you get a chance, send a link of that to me, that website that I could go through it.
Here, let me put it in the private chat.
All right.
Copy that. Okay, so let's go down some of these arguments. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's this part right here. So it says, executive meddling. The reason why Konami can't hold prize money for their tournament is because of this trope. Kazuki Takahashi, creator and rights holder to the franchise, blocked Konami from having cash prizes as a part of the licensing deal since he wanted the game to be for kids. And that holding prize money would be too much like gambling in his opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, because and you gotta understand with some of these quotes, if you don't have like other quotes to back them up, then you have to
be like one of those things where
the attention of them.
This could be like one of those things where it's like he hopes it doesn't happen, but it's like it like it was a licensing.
Yeah, and I forgot if he's the sole, he was the sole, right trader and rights holder. Okay, so people gotta understand when it comes to business, right? Since obviously he's licensing the game out to them, they're gonna obviously have a board of directors, and relatively every couple of years you get to kind of cycle out board people. People are gonna be like, "Why are you bringing this up?" It's very important because they can actually outvote the CEO like he is. That's why it's important, right? So he could literally say, "Hey, I don't want it to happen like that," but then they could be like, "No, that could actually happen." But I don't know the actual structure 100% of what he's allowed them to do. And then also since he's dead, and he was someone that never really liked giving out interviews anyway. So that's kind of
Yeah,
like a snippet of the interview. And so people to be like, what about Akira Toriyama? Akira Toriyama has had multiple interviews about Dragon Ball Z where he's said certain things and contradicted certain things, but they never actually conflicted what the original statement was. You see what I'm saying, people?
yeah,
Kazuki barely gave out interviews with the media. He wasn't really a media guy. Like these kind of guys are
yeah,
like to be on their own, just creating shit, you know?
yeah,
So the problem with this is like since he doesn't really give out many media or he never really did give out many media interviews, then we never really get to fully see like the other expanded part of his argument about why he never liked it or never wanted it or his reasoning behind it. Because the reasoning is way too much like gambling. That I can understand. Now I understand why. In China, gambling is actually illegal. I don't know about Japan. I'm pretty sure gambling is also illegal in Japan too, in some areas. So
yeah.
maybe he came from an area where gambling is illegal. I literally don't know. Or maybe he has moral ethics about gambling. But he said too much like gambling, so I don't really know what the
Yeah.
fuck that's supposed to mean though. This is why these quotes are very bad because they don't actually have any implications of what the hell are you trying to say?
Okay, gambling in Japan, and in Japan, most forms of gambling are generally banned by the Criminal Code Chapter
I knew
26.
it.
However, there are several exceptions, including betting on horse racing, and certain motorsports. Public sports, lottery, and total football pools are held under special laws in order to increase the income of national and local governments, as well as to offer a form of entertainment. Since 2018, casino operators have been bidding for 3 legal licenses to operate an integrated casino resort in Japan, including Osaka, Tokyo, and Yokohama. The Japanese government established pretty much. YuGiOh. Okay, you remember you know Pokemon, who's from Japan. They just had their first their first world championship in Japan last year. Think about it. All the years Pokemon championships have been in America for world championships. You know that? Imagine that. Think like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
means
I remember Dwayne B. You know that famous League of Legends player who
yeah,
got in trouble for gambling. I remember China and Japan have very like they it's
yeah.
gambling's pretty much just outright banned, or you have to do some underground shit. Actually, Walter says people bitch about card prizes now. Let them introduce money. It will generate a bigger competitive market, which in turn causes more demand for cards, meaning less supply and higher prices.
I'm gonna tell you why that's different.
I mean I don't disagree.
I don't disagree, but
I've
I
always
don't.
said this. I don't care if they introduce prize money. I don't care. I think they should do it. The problem is, I know they never will. That's that. I
I
don't
think
believe
they will,
myself.
but they need a structure because if you're saying that the only the winner gets prizes, all right, cool. Then you have to make it a good amount. It's like I've always felt like anybody who reaches top 4 should get cash prizes if you want to do it like that. It should not,
Yeah,
like
I remember.
unless you
I'll
want
ask
to
you
do it like Pokemon.
I
But
want to ask you
Pokemon
about
took
Pokemon.
years.
How much? So you said top 32 is Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair for a YCS. You're already getting to day 2. I think that's fair. You know,
But
I mean, it's
why?
bad.
But day 2. Think about Chris got day 2 got 113. That's me. You know you
I think we said top 32. Yeah, just top
think
32. I think that's fine.
this is why I'm doing a video. They have to it's just not restructuring the pricing and cash. They have to restructure the attendance pool, like the attendance count. Think about this. The amount of rounds from 1,020 was it 1,024 to 24 or 1,028 to
Yeah.
2,056 or whatever. Like if you like think about it, it's only one round. There should be like a cutoff. Like if you reach over 1,600 players, you get another round, or the 8 round, 4 round the next
and you know,
day, top 64 cut.
I don't know how much money they decide to give out. That's up to them. I don't know their financials. Because that'll be irrelevant anyway. I don't know their money. I couldn't tell you what is valuable enough from what Yu-Gi-Oh pricing would offer versus Pokemon. Well, very clearly, Pokemon could offer more money because the game is just basically printing money. Actually, at this point,
Pokemon has three revenue. They get most of the
oh
revenue
my
from
god,
TCG.
let's brought that up.
Don't forget,
Oh
they
my
get
god,
most of the revenue from TCG, and
I'm,
then
no,
VGC is
I'm
every
glad you brought
3
that up.
years.
Yu-Gi-Oh does not have other revenue streams beside the one that people play right now, which is what this is advanced from our.
That's in my video. That's in my video. That's how I tell people.
Pokemon has VG, Pokemon Go. You have the TCG, as you said. I mean, all people contributing
Pokemon Go
to,
and Pokemon Unite are all like Pokemon Go has microtransactions. Plus, they got events
the only
where
way.
people.
Okay, I will say this: Master Duel can. I don't know how the constant revenue stream that is, but you can buy gems there. But you don't really have to. Sometimes you could just You can get gems easy. You really know how easy to get gems in that game. I'm not saying they aren't making money off of it, but I'm just saying it's very easy not to get the gems in the game. I buy gems sometimes. Like even on Duel Links. Duel Links is kind of a revenue stream for them, kinda. I guess I don't know how much money that generates for them, but you know, Dean's Life. What's up, dude? How you doing? Nice to meet you, man. Glad you're your first time here.
But there's an idea that there's never been a reason they could.
So, but there's the idea that there's never been a reason they couldn't do cash pricing. If they set that standard right away and use the quote as the reason, they basically set it up for no cash pricing. Yeah, see that's what I also mentioned. I think yesterday is the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh never started with cash pricing, and people knew that going in, and the game just grew so exponentially big.
Pokemon didn't start with cash pricing either.
Yeah, and I think I think Konami or Yu-Gi-Oh TCG or whatever fucking terminology you want to use, it got so big to the point where people were playing for just like the love of the game, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to correlate that into well, people don't love the game anymore, and then they're thinking like, damn, I don't love this anymore, and I'm not getting paid. The pricing is just a double whammy at that point. People were already doing it just for the love of the game. People knew that these tournaments offer no money.
Because I'm gonna tell you this: people were happier when the prizes were like the prize cards were broken.
Yeah, so that subsidized the money part of it.
You know what the issue is, and this came back to the competitive side. The competitive players didn't like it because they were getting fucked. If the same 8 players kept winning, it's like. You can't win when this motherfucker is building Thunder Dragon with a card that you have no access to unless you beat him. And you can't beat him because he has a card that could beat your deck. That's what happened. They made cards too damn broken. The issue is this. They made cards that were too damn broken for the game that were able to be played. And think about this. Think about all the prize cards that like in the last I'm gonna look for the list I have. Think about the prize cards that were printed in the last 5 years, minus another versus Dragon and the Glutonia. Dueling the Dual Dragon, trash. Like the effect is like you need Power Tool and other shit. That shit's trash. But think about this. That was 2019. But what came out in 2018 as a prize card? Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddon.
But the one before that was number 93. It was like that Utopia Kaiser card.
Yeah, no, that card. Yeah, no, there was one number 89. Remember when that card came out? It wasn't good at all.
See, they made another broken number 89 was a prize card, so we know.
But at the time it came out, there was no deck for it. It was trash. Mm-hmm. We looked at it like, what the ain't no deck gonna play level 7? Remember when it came out, it was absolute trash. Think about this: Chaos Emperor Dragon was announced. It was trash. It was trash because like, what deck is gonna play it?
Yeah.
Thunder Dragon wasn't out yet.
Happened with the the Diablosis Mind Hacker card, the one that finished Kashtira.
Yeah.
Eventually, if they want that card to be good, they'll make something to make it good.
Yeah,
they made a deck that made that shit broken as hell.
Kashtira, the architect, was pretty much based around this shit. Like number 93 was always good because
Walter said, "My point is the game would get more expensive to play with cash prizes due to the greater demand." I actually don't know. I've never thought that. I think things will just generally be kind of the same. The market's always kind of that way.
I'm gonna tell you why those two have no correlation. Because
Konami doesn't sell you the cards. That's more like a secondary market thing.
That's a secondary market thing. But this is what screws you over. they put the card. Think about Cashier Fenrir was a rare that was worth $2 in the OCG. That shit was an ultra rare worth $63. Look, I'm gonna turn my camera on. $63 fucking dollars, people. $63 for an ultra rare in the OCG was a rare for $2. First of all, second thing, think about this shit. They're reprint shit in higher rarity. Some of these cards that were rare and supers are coming out as secrets. Like Phantom U-Bell is broken because it's a good card. It's a good card. But then they short print, or they don't even short print. They make it a secret. It just makes it harder because there's less secret in the set. And then they put in filler shit that's trash. Now it makes Phantom U-Bell harder to get. Plus, the demand's already high. That's when people are going to price it at a price they feel like they can get their money back because they know if Phantom U-Bell comes out and with an ultra and that shit was $30, they lose money opening the set. They rather just sell the box. And then now you start looking at that.
Chloe said, "Hell, I'd argue prize money would be a good thing. Nothing gets people more motivated like money." True. I think that see the thing with that is not. It's not like you're wrong, but that's more like a temporary solution to like a bigger problem, though.
It's a temporary solution right now.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if Konami announces on their Twitter page, tournaments are now worth money, you will see a surge of players come back. But people need to understand this. The reason why it's a temporary solution is because people already played the game years on end, making no money because they actually liked playing the card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Had this thing about it where you just liked playing the card game, and then you kind of just made some memories with some friends, had some orgies with some dudes in a hotel.
At the end of the day, it was all about memories. At the end of the day, it was like
so you factor in if the game you played starts not being good, like people start saying hand traps, solitaire for 20 minutes, negates constantly. If the game quality dies out, if the game actual quality deteriorates to the point where it's at now, then what's the point?
I said, like, but there was hand traps before the Ghost Girls, but the Ghost Girls got to the point where...
Well, the thing, Walter, the thing is that they know that. That's why they make that Fire King structure deck. They know that. That's why the secondary prices doesn't really matter to them. It's more as if like they could get people to play. Did people not play because of Fire Kings? From what I saw,
but you got to realize Konami does profit from that because they have to sell the people the product. You have to buy upfront. That's me. You now have to sell the shit. That's me. They already get their money upfront. Like they always get paid. Like right now, I'm watching Snowfall. It doesn't matter if you don't sell the drugs or not. I already got my money from you.
Oh God.
Like,
why is the black man talking about drugs?
No, but Konami is the dealer, and the stores are the middleman, and we can't go directly to Konami and be like, "Can I get a box of this?" We have to go through the middleman, Target, the local store, TCG player. Everything that is not Konami is the middleman. Unless you were able to directly buy from Konami, you are buying from a middleman. And you gotta realize they set the prices because if they open a box and if I open a case and I only get 3 Phantom U-Bells, guess how much I'm selling that bitch at? $80. I need to make my money back somehow. And guess what? You want that card, right? You willing to do anything to get that card? That's what happened. Hey. There's people out there, doing strange shit for cards. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
It's just the thing that Konami has. They notice these patterns. That's why I think these competitive structure decks that come out. That's not a coincidence. They know they could get people to play. Now the thing is, if Yu-Gi-Oh's too expensive, the Invader, like you said, they could eat. That's why I've always said they could easily just make a $10 structure deck as good as that Fire King one and get people to play.
Fire King. Trap Tricks,
the Salmon Great one, Monarch,
Great, Shadol, even the Shadol. That Shadol one
was good. That was good for a little bit. Yeah, that was good.
Think about, and then guess what? You got support that came out a month later that made the deck broken.
And then we had 2 years straight of trash.
Respect his wishes. That's still a dumb reason, God rest his soul. But even if he was still around, I would be advocating for him to go against that rule and figure out a way to get the cash prizing added to the game to help us players out, because it's not really about
It's
And
not going to help.
this is the argument that annoys me when I sit online.
Yeah.
It's not really about people making Yu-Gi-Oh! A full-time career. Only the top 1% of people who make Yu-Gi-Oh! A full-time career, and that's the Yu-Gi-Tubers who are full-time, like a Team Samurai or a Team APS, and or the top pro players at top every event that also does content creation on the side. Great examples of this would be like Sam, Team Samurai X, and Pac. They're good content creators, but they're also good Yu-Gi-Oh! Players with big event tops, which is why their channels are so popular. And them is not outside of people like that. The average player works a good 9 to 5, or they run a business. And to travel to these events, you have to have money to travel consistently, especially as an adult, unless you're doing a vacation thing for your kid. And let's face fact, there's no kids in this game anymore. So as an adult or a young adult, we want to get compensated for our time. It's not about living off of the money for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or potential money you can make from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's about being respected as a player.
Yeah, so that also boils down to all prize support. If they just made good prize support, then that would all be not getting the money would also kind of bypass that. If you made good actual prize support from just what Yu-Gi-Oh can conjure up, that kind of buys that in. But the problem you need to understand is that without the money aspect to it, then you have to rely on that person selling that. Like, that's the thing too. You could get better in structured Yu-Gi-Oh prize support. But if that person doesn't know how to sell that shit, can't sell it, or there's no one that's a buyer, then you're shit out of luck, right? But if you had money, well, you just use the money then, you know? Because I think what a lot of that argument, not his is bad, it's banking off of like, well, if you get better price support, like the actual Yu-Gi-Oh cards is price support, well, what if you don't sell that shit and it's just nothing? You know, that's the problem with that.
For your time, I recently went to YCS Indy. I made day 2. I think I was like 119th, and I finished. No, I think I finished 119th because I made a bad misplay day 2, but that's neither here or there. But even if I didn't misplay, I would have finished with I think 11 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So X21 could not make the top 32 anyway. But in the other card games that just came out, like I think Digimon for sure, One Piece, Lorcana, you make day 2 in a really big event with over 1,000 players, you're gonna get something. You might not get the best prize, and no one's begging for a consolation prize at the door. But I feel like if it's 1,800 players in the room, you make day 2, and even some people with an X2 record, which an X2 record used to damn near guarantee you top 32. Even a lot of people with X2 record didn't make it. So you have people with really good records that don't get compensated for their time. And people like my boy Uri Diaz made top 16, got a box, a playmat, and then that was it. It's like, bro, that's not worth it versus these other card games where you get good alternate art cards, good exclusive products that's worth money. And if Konami didn't want to give us cash, they can always invest into giving us good alternate artwork stuff that'd be worth money.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah, the old alternate art stuff is fine. It's just the
I
problem.
agree with the alternate art.
The problem it boils down to that is like, well, it's not that what it will be valued at. It's more like, are these people selling that shit though? Like, are there buyers for that? I imagine there is, but I don't know. As an adult, if once you guys get older, the prize support is like, hey yo, I want some money. You can pay your fucking rent off some of these other TCGs, you know?
I want it to be worth it. Like, cause when he said no, no one no consolation prize on the door. Yeah, we do. Like think about what do you get for entering a YCS?
Memory.
Can you tell me? No, seriously. What do you get? I haven't entered.
Oh fuck! I remember if you go to a regional, it's $20 and you get like 5 participate, like the 5 packs and some shit, right?
Fuck pack. Give me packs. Like that's how Pokemon regionals cost 70. But I will tell you this: Pokemon regionals are equivalent to Yu-Gi-Oh's YCS. I'll tell you that right now. Like I'd rather pay 50. I'd rather pay $50 to go to a YCS. Get me 5 packs, a bat, a deck box, a layer turn saying that I am a competitor, and sleeves. I'd rather get that than $20 just on packs. Fuck, man, I don't want no goddamn pack. No,
man, fuck you. I don't get no decisions around here.
Nigga, I don't want no goddamn pack. Give me actual like think about it. Now I got packs, but now I lost my bat like in Like, imagine you take a flight into a YCS and then you lose your map because they lost part of your luggage, whatever. Like, at least if I walk in, at least I know I can walk in and get my get a play map.
That's the thing, though. If they give you money, you can just pay your flight home.
Yeah, no, actually no, because
oh no,
you don't get
the money that they'll give out is probably like if they ever did do it, the money would never be for that. They're probably being honest here. The money that they're probably ever going to give out highest is maybe like $300 or some shit. This company's cheap as fuck.
Nah, and it'll probably be a salary for winners, but the winner will only get the money, in my opinion. That's how I think. That's how I think it's going to be. The thing is, you would get the money right there and then because you gotta go for licenses and laws and all that. That's where you
would rather
you would get the money for like 2 weeks.
Be a alternate art or full art version of, like, let's say for example, Ash Blossom and Joy Spring versus what we have now, which is Another World Dragon.
Yep.
Like back in the day, the prize cards used to be really sought after because they were really good cards that was borderline unfair. So
they cheapened the prize cards.
That
was the one last bastion of competing at these events was to get
that. And guess who you got to blame for that? The competitive players, because they were crying about it. The mid-tier competitive players were crying because Chaos Emperor Dragon needs to be banned because it's OP. Because he got Christopher LeBlanc got 3 because he out here topping YCSs every other fucking or winning YCSs every.
He's putting in work trying to win. So that means he gets the advantage of having those
cards. But also he got the money to buy a prize card beforehand. Think about Pac. You know how much I forgot. Pac said he makes about I think $2,000 to $3,000 a week working, or I think 4 5. He works somewhere in like corporate business. I was like, this motherfucker. He makes more money than some of us makes in a month, like in a week. And he's like, he could go out and buy he could go out and buy a $1,500 prize card just because he got too much damn money to spend.
Yeah.
Like,
you had a huge advantage. However, there's different ways we can alleviate that to make the game a lot better. So yeah, like I said, Konami's getting competition from the better other card games, and that's definitely hurting Yu-Gi-Oh! One Piece and Lorcana is real, unlike over the past few years where we had Dragon Ball remake and different things like Wise Swords. They were good, but they never had the same crowd Yu-Gi-Oh! Had. But I'm seeing a big crowd of Disney players playing Lorcana at locals as well as One Piece. Both of those properties are huge and pose a big threat to Konami's Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially,
to be fair, people did say that when Dragon Ball Super came out too, and look where that kind of ended up at too.
Disney, because Disney is Mickey Mouse and Konami is Konami. Disney is probably bigger than Konami, honestly speaking. Even though Konami is like up there, like they're like neck and neck. So
card game wise, they is, but
these are kind of nonsense to his video because this is kind of like financially overall because like
card
Disney
is
movies.
But...
because like Disney's amusement parks, movies.
They own networks. Konami's just motherfuckers that make some shitty video games and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a particular
Walter says, that's the exact reason why I hate this cash prize convo. The same 3-4 motherfuckers are winning every damn year. So why we simping for these motherfuckers' money? We have legit gameplay issues I'd rather see sorted. Yeah, Chad said it earlier. The same people are gonna win. Like, you understand, the cash prizing thing, whether it exists or not, the same people win constantly.
Yeah, it's the same for.
They're just gonna get richer. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like when people do. I like when people get rewarded for their hard work. That's fine. But you're only in theory making them better. The reason why people stopped caring about Yu-Gi-Oh! As much is the gameplay. Gameplay is the reason why. The actual cards.
Gameplay plus the pricing of the rarity of these cards, and once people realized that these cards were the rarity
Chloe's a woman.
The rarity transition from OCG to TCG. Oh, these cards are a lot more expensive because they're higher rarity. Because think about it, a rare used to be in every pack in the OCG. And think about it, we used to have a rare in every pack before they took that out, made cards hard to get. Now you get super. You're not guaranteed every super rare. Back in the day, you were almost guaranteed at least one kind of every super rare in the box. You're not guaranteed that anymore. You're guaranteed what? there's force. There's what? There's 10 secrets. 10 secrets, 2 secrets per box, 12 boxes, 24 boxes. You're not guaranteed a playset of every card in a case now. You're mathematically guaranteed. Doesn't mean you'll always get it, but mathematically, you should be getting a playset before they revamp the Six Series Ultras.
Yeah, that's the thing that I mentioned too. Is it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh dying thing. It comes in so many different thoughts. It's like if we're talking from a competitive standpoint, I've always said this too. Having it would be great, and that would be a big motivator to get people to play more. But the problem here is that's only going to bounce out for so long. Like let's say it did happen, that's only going to be temporary. Given how bad Yu-Gi-Oh's gameplay is, from what I still see currently, I still keep up with the game. I saw someone do a Snake Eyes combo and an Omega thing where he looped everything. People, it's still terrible. What's gonna happen? 3 months from now, another deck like that's gonna come out and do the same shit.
Oh, the Feed Smith cards is gonna make Yubel broken. Fiend Link. They're not even calling Yubel the deck anymore. They're calling it Fiend Link. And that's what it is. It's Fiend monsters linking into extra deck. It's not Yubel. Real quick. It's not Yubel anymore. It's Fiend, Fiend. Well, it's Fiend Link, or I forgot what the name of it, but that's what it is. It's not even the Yubel deck anymore. It's just you and that's why I love Shadow Rabbit. She made a video where Konami got to stop making engines. They used to make actual whole deck like Spiral and Zodiac. Now they're just making engines.
Hell yeah, I love degeneracy.
That's why I love Tenpai, because Tenpai is that deck that play hand tap.
Structure, as I've been told, and a lot more casual saying with women in it. That is a real thing. People clown Yu-Gi-Oh players for saying, "Hey, don't no woman want to play a card game? Why you guys care about women playing a card game?"
Well, dude. Women, I'm just being completely honest here, man.
This is technically one woman last year won the Nationals.
Shut up. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, woman.
They're doing crack.
It's, yeah.
I'll just say it like this.
Shouldn't do that. Yeah.
I'll just say this. Having more, there is no more women will play Yu-Gi-Oh, people. You want to know why? This is geared towards dudes. Smelly, fat, worthless nerds that have no other thing better to do in their life but play Yu-Gi-Oh.
All the women went over to Pokemon and Lorcana.
This cater towards dudes, okay? Like I know Chris. Oh, sorry, dude. There's no women that this Yu-Gi-Oh's catered towards men, sweaty, fat, disgusting men like us. No women is interested in playing Yu-Gi-Oh like that. The women that play Yu-Gi-Oh are in his video. Remember, the girl was only there in his regional vlog a while ago. He was playing a Fire King Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
it's because the girl was only there because she was with her boyfriend. That's it.
Yeah,
I was like, girls aren't interested in Yu-Gi-Oh like that, and people are gonna say, no, it doesn't mean they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
We're not saying they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh. Most of them are.
But the demographic of people you're going to see in this game is
I've asked every woman.
And this thing, women are already a minority in the game anyway. More of them aren't going to help. The amount of women ratio to men is never going to match up.
And then, this is no offense. Half the women I know that play Yu-Gi-Oh are lesbians. That means they like the same thing most of us like. It's like I'm not.
Woman was just in the Euro finals, right? Yeah.
Woman.
Women. Yeah.
Yeah, but think about this also. Mm-hmm. Most of the women I've known, because I play a little bit of Lorcana. I don't play a lot of it. I play Lorcana for fun. It's not a game I'm gonna take seriously right now, but I might in a year. Most of them, there's a few that used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. They said they just got priced out. Lorcana's just cheaper, it's more fun, and honestly, the guys smell better. I was like, she was smelling me. She was like, you smell like cocoa butter. I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, no offense. No offense, men are more willing to learn, teach you, in a sense. Because I can actually find a guy I like in Lorcana instead of, that's what she was telling me. I was like, yeah. And in that sense, I mean, Lorcana it's just more friendly. It's a friendly community because a lot of times you got to try hard. I mean, you got to try hard in every card game, but Pokemon try hard. They're like, okay. Let me figure out what deck you play, and then I'm gonna counter your deck. Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna have to either play the same deck or you're gonna have to play Runic Stun, and you might still lose. Like I was playing against a Snake Guy player. Nibiru'd him. He still comboed and still. I was like, this motherfucker played through Droll, Nib, and Ash. Who the fuck does that? If you try to do that back in 2020, you get Nib, you're done. That's your turn. You can play for Droll. You can play around it. You can play around. Ash doesn't hurt as much. That's why in a format where Ash is like not strong, you side it. But imagine playing through Nib, Droll, Ash, Imperm. People were using all 5 hand traps, and he still ended on a 3 negate board. You're like, oh no. Oh no. That's disgusting. Imagine having 5 hand traps in your hand every time.
It's the fact that, as a grown adult that's single, is nothing wrong with wanting to potentially find a mate in a game in your hobby. And a game like Lorcana has women in that plays that are adults, or even if they play casually.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Disney has a more broader appeal with women because they have different brands that appeal to women. Quite literally, the princess movies. That just appeals to women. I don't think that this has really anything to do with Yu-Gi-Oh's dying. Like this is kind of like nothing really.
And Yu-Gi-Oh, the little women we did have don't play anymore because, let's be real, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are creeps. I could care less if a woman plays or not a card.
Brother, that's a different conversation entirely.
Dude, that's every card game.
As a guy who's single, that's an adult, like it'd still be pretty dope to meet a cool chick at a card shop.
The ratio of that is not happening, dude. Because this game is geared towards fucking men. The reason why you don't see women at card shops is because it's geared towards dudes.
I meet cool ladies at card shops, but they're not. It's Yu-Gi-Oh's like the game. I've always heard the same thing. The gameplay is cool because you can just win it in one turn. The bad thing is like a lot of times it's when you get hand trapped in this, and it's like it's not like in Pokemon where you get stunned out with like stall and all this. That's not fun either. But
I had it up there on my phone.
Yeah, that's
Twitter is not working on my computer right now.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
but yeah, no. When it comes down to it, Yu-Gi-Oh has so many issues that cash prizes won't help. Cash prizes is the last thing they need to worry about. They need to just worry about getting back to better prize cards first. Prize cards, like this is why, I hate that people might hate when I say this. They need to increase the entry for 2 reasons. If you want actual people, just not make it 5 packs. 5 packs was cool back in 2010, but we're in the format. You told Europe and Asia and whatever that you don't want people bring custom mats, mostly lewd ones, but custom mats, custom sleeves, custom deck boxes. How about making better deck boxes? How about making better sleeves? How about making better mats? And how about instead of selling those Dark Magician sleeves, mats, and like deck box at Target for like $7, $8, how about you put those in the entry bag? Like when I get an entry bag, I should get 5 packs of the newest set, plus like an OTS tournament pack. Something like that. Just 3 cards that's like, oh hey, if you're missing this card in your imagine getting like an OTS tournament pack. Not an OTS imagine getting a tournament like pack. 3 cards. Just staple. Just when you come to imagine getting a tournament pack. You get 5 packs of the tournament pack, a deck box. Is this? But what if people just get more and more over time? They're going to sell them. They're going to sell them because it's like the players that can't go to YCS, or you give it away. It's like you give people mats. It don't got to be the best mats. It don't got to be claws. It can be rubber. But
most of the stuff that you just mentioned there, that stuff's going to end up on eBay. Worth less than what it's valued anyway. These prizes they need to just make better prizes that are worth shit.
But I'm saying no. I'm not saying for top 32. I'm talking about for just entering.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm just saying for just entering the tournament. Increase the prize to 30. Increase it to 40. Like think about it. you're gonna have players that are gonna still want to come. It's like, oh, now you get this tournament pack that you can only get at the YCS. Not at a regional, because regionals, unless, and this is like, you remember how I said they gotta do the whole tournament structure. Unless they start doing stuff like Pokemon, where regionals are only done through Konami. But thinking about regionals are just too much. Unless you do, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where now if regionals, because regionals and YCS should not be the same price. I should not pay $20 to go to YCS to get 5 packs. Real quick.
That's not really my thing.
What? Yeah,
I'm saying, I wouldn't want to hear this. You should. Why am I paying $20 to go to a regional and then $20 to a YCS? A YCS is more exclusive. It's more luxurious. Why am I paying $20 to go to a YCS and a regional? Regional should be $20, get 5 packs, sit down and play your game, and then you can buy a mat from a vendor. But YCS should be more luxurious. It should be $30, $40, $50. Now when you go or $40, $50, $60 for an NAWCQ. No. If you get your invite, it should be free. You know what I'm saying? It's you should if you get your invite, it should be automatically you got your invite. You got your invite. Boom. You pay $20, come into the venue, you get your 5 packs. You get 2 OTS or tournament packs. You get those. Boom. Then you sit down, you play your game. It's like, make it more luxurious to go to a YCS. That's the event most people are going to want to go to, because that is what it's going to qualify for an NAWCQ or E. You gotta make the YCS more luxurious. NAWCQ is like, if you want to get to this look this WCQ, come the Friday before. We're gonna have different pods. We're gonna have 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening, 4 at night, 4 rounds. If you go 4-0 or 3-1, you qualify to get to the NAWCQ. You pay a $10 fee as you're leaving. You get your ticket. You let us, and then you put your deck in. You can put your deck in that night, or as long as you put it in 2 hours before the start of round 1. Something like that. Just like I said, they have so much restructuring of tournaments that people don't understand. When they say cash prizes, there's so much shit they have to restructure if they're going to do cash prizes. They have to restructure everything.
I'm doing versus going to a bar or a club. That's not really my thing to do. So we got to really stop trying to roast people for that fact. That's a really good fact, in all honesty.
No, dude, I was saying, anyone that's saying that is retarded and actually lacks any brain capacity. Going into a male-dominated space, expecting women, at least in the way that they're thinking, they're retarded. They don't listen to those guys. That's whoever gave you that for the video is stupid. Did someone? I swear to God, did someone really say, "Man, the reason why Yu-Gi-Oh's dying is because there's not a lot of women playing"?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
What?
Dude,
fuck.
Yeah.
Man, the game that's fucking geared towards dudes, man. Can't wait to go to locals and see a lot of hot women playing. No, you aren't supposed to. It's not meant for them. Not saying they can't play.
I, for one, and a lot of people are also tired of the OCG, TCG split, beef, whatever. OCG gives different rarities that I think their top decks over there is like $100, maybe $200 tops. TCG decks are expensive. Players are kind of tired of being insulted by the OCG. And I've been saying this for years too, which is one of the reasons why I never really invested too heavily into this game, because for one, if I play the meta deck, even if I win, I'm not going to win anything. I'm still negging when I travel. Also, too, why am I going to pay? It's disrespectful to have one of your main sources of income, which is the TCG, Europe and the US, have to get shafted with these high rarities, and then the cards go up in the secondary market versus the OCG players who have damn near low rarity everything, and their decks aren't as expensive as the TCG, and Konami of Japan does not care. They blatantly separate the two because they said so, even though we're the same card game. It made sense in the night.
Yeah, I would say Chloe's right. most women get in because they like a cute monster or something. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I don't really hear women going, man, I want to get in to be the best Yu-Gi-Oh damn player.
No, exactly.
Yeah, Chloe says, always hated that argument, by the way. Imagine that argument for girl brands. It failed because not enough boys were into it. Yeah. You just flip that. Like, literally flip it for any girl brand ever. I can't, bro. I want to know what motherfucker said that. That has to have been one of the dumbest reasons ever for Yu-Gi-Oh is dying. Some guy literally said, hey, Rogue, reason why the game is dying is because there's not enough women in it. Crap. Oh, son of a bitch. Why is that in the video? No. The last thing is women playing the game, dude. Who lied to you, man? Who broke you? Man, you looking sexy, though, in this video, though. I'm not gonna lie, dog. You looking cute.
When
Relax,
things were
Negro.
different and different regulations were different, but in the day of social media, the internet, the TCG, the OCG should all be combined into one format.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That's fine. That's a fine stance.
Hell, I think the Master Duel thing should be one format as well. TCG, OCG, Master Duel should all be things.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I love Master Duel, but I don't know why it's just not a format that we have here.
I used to agree, but I have to slightly disagree.
They don't get the same shit anyway. All the best decks are up there too.
I think not the way they set it up. They had a chance at the beginning, but they have to bang so much stuff now to the point where they have to rebrand the whole game. It might as well just. They're at the point now where Konami put themselves in a situation where they made Master Duel different from TCG. Because Master Duel is not even close to the OCG as well. It's
it's like a glorified Worlds format they got going on there. It's kind of essentially. I've always seen it.
Even Worlds is wacky as shit.
No. Worlds combines TCG and OCG band.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying Worlds and Master Duel don't even line up that well.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is like, but if you're gonna get into the game like Master Duel, and it's not the same as a TCG, that would be a problem though. Like their biggest selling game isn't even a mirror of what's actually in reality going on.
I mean, even when you get into the TCG, it's not a mirror of what you're actually going to play when you go to competitive play. That's the reality about it. And I used to be on the side where they should have, but they should have done that from the jump. They should have done that from the jump.
Anyway, like right now, if you go on Master Duel, the best deck is Snake Eyes. That's the same shit that's happening here. It's no different.
Yeah, but the cards are different. Like it's what the card.
That's when it started out that way. If they hadn't did it from the start, it wouldn't have no problem.
That's what I'm saying. They're too.
Now you can't do that. But they should have just started that out from the beginning.
That's why I said I used to agree. They would have to literally shut down Master Duel and just reset it.
Good.
They have to reset it.
Best of threes. We don't have siding in Master Duel.
No.
I'm a best of threes. Give me my best of threes,
Konami. But you know what? Master Duel is kind of like Pokemon TCG. Pokemon TCG is only the best of one. It's more like think about Pokemon think about that's what Master Duel was meant to be. It was meant to be a casual,
just a mirror of the Pokemon TCG Online, essentially.
Yeah, a little better, like how they.
No, Michael. Bugs. No, you're white. Doesn't even need to be a cute monster. I'm a woman. I like dragons and shit. I like creepy monsters, but cute monsters are also fun. She probably likes Pumpkin King of Ghost then.
Hey, that'd be cool. This is what
one thing.
Real quick.
They should have alternative formats like Edison and things like that. But the main thing should all be one game instead of separated. I don't like the separation. I don't think anyone likes it. I think they need to fix that. And honestly speaking, real talk, Yu-Gi-Oh needs a mature anime to get kids in. Like a lot of kids nowadays versus when us millennials were younger, they don't really like cheesy animes like we did. I mean, there's some cheesy stuff nowadays. Like, I think,
brother, do you know what you watch One Punch Man? That's the epitome of cheese. I watched that.
Shit.
One Punch Man quite literally is the epitome of cheesy.
Cheesy. Even My Hero Academia is kind of cheesy at times.
Yeah. Pretty cheesy. Yep.
Definitely. Was it Deku and
Bakugo?
Yeah. That's cheesy as shit. Like,
what? No, I agree with the anime part.
I agree with the anime part, but it's like, dude,
Like, dude, kids read serious manga. They don't give a kids read Chainsaw Man. They don't give a fuck, honestly. Chainsaw
yeah,
Man's pretty cheesy initially in that first episode. It's weird too, but
yeah. Even that
yeah.
one, even that anime I was watching with Jay, that was dark as shit. It was kind of cheesy at times. I was like, man, this shit cheesy. This shit's
And
cheesy,
this
but
man left Selena on red when she tried to do content with him. Bastard. You son of a bitch.
you. First of all, I was like, wait a second, where you never sent me the link? I was like, I'm looking for him. I was like, where the fuck he at? And then I finally get there. The issue is I wasn't able to get it on my computer. I finally was able to contact her real quickly because she was
Do you
busy
not have a
last day.
toaster for a computer? God damn. Let's get some actual Yu-Gi-Oh shows first to test. Well, yeah, it's funny. We did at one point. People just stopped caring for them because they weren't as good. Yeah, the quality of Yu-Gi-Oh shows dipped with Arc V downward. They just weren't as good. They just aren't good.
To me, I think it was 5Ds. I think I like Vexel. I went back and watched Vexel. I like Vexel a little bit more than 5Ds. I don't know it, but I think after 5Ds, it's like a little. Vexel got a little cheese in it too, like 5Ds.
Well, I only watched episode 1 because that anime it bored the shit out of me and it's cringe and it was weird.
Yeah,
Demon Slayer's a little cheesy. Like my son used to love that show. Now he hates it.
Demon Slayer cheesy as shit.
A lot of kids nowadays just like we did love a mature thing, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh needs a mature anime similar to the Beyblade anime. If you guys seen the Beyblade anime, it's awesome. The OG one and the new one's pretty good. To bring the competitive spirit into the younger kids to get the kids into the game, to get more kids.
Well, that just would kids would do it just having a Yu-Gi-Oh anime present in front of them. The problem is the way that people consume media is different from back then. You said back when we were kids. Back when we were kids, we used to sit at home waiting for shows to come out. Nowadays, a kid could literally kids have tablets. They can just bring up a show to watch anytime. That's the difference.
Watch the whole season in like one weekend. If they got no life, like
that's what that builds the next generation.
Years to finish the anime.
Yeah, it would take for years to come out too.
Yu-Gi-Oh's dying slowly, in my personal opinion. Like even like I said, the local scene is dying. Europe hasn't had a YCS. I've seen European players on Twitter complain about locals dying in their area, and even in Chicagoland area, there's the two shops that do Yu-Gi-Oh is ran by former Yu-Gi-Oh players, and they are effectively keeping the Yu-Gi-Oh scene alive in Chicago. And then we got some suburban shops too, but
I don't know what that shit's been about Europe not having a YCS. Maybe it's logistics. I
heard it was pricing. It was
it costs too much money to do a YCS in Europe.
Yeah. This is another thing. Think about this. Think about this. If you charge $20, $25 per day, you're only making about 40. Like, if you charge $20, if you charge $20 at 1,800 people, give or take a YCS, you're making $3,600. That venue is going to cost more to charge, probably more or less, probably like $10,000. Think about this: if you charge $25, you make $45,000. If you charge $30, you make $54,000. It's like I'm going off to 1,800 because that was how much the last YCS was. Like I said, you got it. If you give them better, like think about this. Imagine scrubbing out of a YCS, but you walk home, but you walk out with 5 packs that might get you a card that's great, and OTS and tournament pack that's going to guarantee you a card that's going to be worth at least $10, $20. I'll play back that. Now you can say, hey, I went to a YCS. I didn't do good, but at least I went to a YCS. A deck box now, you don't have to buy a deck box. You got a deck box and you got sleeves that you can use for your side deck or your extra deck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like plus also partner with Dragon Shield or somebody they can actually make actual good sleeves or sell sleeves. Like if you don't want people using our sleeves, all right, cool. So like at least how use Dragon Shield or something. Like I mean, unless it was only about artwork, and then yes, but like I said, when this video is gonna come out, there's just so much information that Konami needs to do.
Just the info dump. Holy shit.
Yes.
And ones near Chicago, like Quality Gaming Emporium, TCG. Shout out to them for keeping the Yu-Gi-Oh scene strong in Chicago. It really was for them. Our local scene, main Chicago, unless you want to travel far outside of the cities, to the south suburbs or west suburbs, would be completely dead. And that's because Players just don't care about Yu-Gi-Oh! I think other games are more chill. Most adults use this as an escape, and the casual scene for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty much dead. Even the casual players that I know that play the game still, they're really just competitive rogue players. There's not really casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Players who I see that just meet up, play Yu-Gi-Oh! And bounce. But when I go to card shops, the people who do that, they play Edison, and the ones that play Edison are competitive. And the other ones that meet up at card shops just to play for shits and giggles play other card games. So I think Yu-Gi-Oh's are far from dying, but it's definitely on a decline. But the good thing is, though, and I'm very optimistic. Konami can easily change this around. Yu-Gi-Oh is still extremely popular, and all Konami got to do is increase the price structure, either give us cash or give us alternative cards that'll be worth something like alternate art Ash Blossoms that's only exclusive to the YCS. Make it different. Make it so you can only go to that event and get that card, and don't read.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Huge
not
fan
even
of
alternate
Rogue
art,
and
just
huge fan of Rogue and love whenever he's on. But I got to disagree with the dying narrative. Yu-Gi-Oh is comfortably the third best-selling card game, even with these new ones like Lorcana and One
right
Piece.
now. And
right now,
I'm gonna tell you this: One Piece is pricey as hell. That's why it's.
we're talking about all time. Then, I doubt Lorcana and One Piece will be around as long as Yu-Gi-Oh. I seriously doubt that.
Lorcana depends on how Disney's doing. If Disney's got a dump side, Lorcana's gonna be the first one to go.
I do have to head out. I got to get to Mr. Savage Dad. Anything else you want to say?
Tell them to wait about 15 minutes. We got this. Let the black man talk.
You got 5 minutes. Hurry up.
We got 15 minutes.
You got 5 minutes.
Make it count. We need to do a justice.
Who is this we? You got 5 minutes.
You got 15 minutes.
You got 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. You gotta realize this. Lorcana is at the mercy of Disney. If Disney ever gets into another money issue where they got a dump son and it comes down to ESPN or Lorcana, let's see how much Lorcana actually makes Disney. If Lorcana is one of those where it's breaking even, Lorcana's gonna be gone. All those Disney fans are gonna be sad and they're gonna have another reason to hate Disney. But and One Piece is on the tail of Bandai. That's me. Bandai has 2 card games going right now.
I'm just saying,
Bandai too popular because they got. Think about it. It's actually 3. They got Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, and One Piece, and they're taking turns putting out sets. And then they're trying to bring over Union Arena. No, leave Union Arena over in goddamn Japan. Don't bring that shit over here. That shit's trash. Bandai. Like, you're going to have to lose one of these card games eventually. And it's more like going to be Dragon Ball Super because Dragon Ball Super has been, or Dragon Ball Fusion World, whatever, that shit's been there for like 5 years. That shit's been there since 2021. Like, let that shit die. Just let it die. Let it be the card game that try to take out Yu-Gi-Oh! And it took it out for 2 months in 2020 and Crush Card.
Why does your organization had a video where it said Yu-Gi-Oh isn't dying, but this could kill it? I want to know how many times Yu-Gi-Oh has been dying because it's a lot of dying for
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's not dying because Yu-Gi-Oh's not dying, but Yu-Gi-Oh needs a reset.
Yeah. If someone said Yu-Gi-Oh was on a decline, I'd agree. But
Yu-Gi-Oh's been on a decline.
Yeah, I would say. If it's like I've seen dead card games, no one plays them. People,
shit. Metazoo just Dragon Ball Super,
Final Fantasy,
dead.
Transformers, a lot of them. Just go on TCG players; they're all there. Remember when Ardent Saga was supposed to be a thing? No.
Card Fight Vanguard.
Academia tried having a card game that fell through.
I'm telling you right now, Card Fight Vanguard is a dying card game because it's not in as many places as it used to be. Like White Swartz. Well, White Swartz is one of those.
White shit.
No, that's just like the cheapest deck is like $2,000. That card game, yeah, no, that's that. Let that shit be a niche.
Yeah.
Honestly, Konami has to do a reset on how they want to do rarities and sets. Mm-hmm. And I got a video. As part of the second video on why Konami needs to no longer put TCG exclusives in main sets, and they need to put them in one set per year because these because I got that video. I might do that video today because honestly, tell me the last good TCG exclusive archetype that came out.
Shit. What's the fucking hell? I went over it last year. Oh no, that one. Nope.
No,
That's it. Flop.
Testina died.
The best ones I remember were Cosmo, Burning Abyss, Spiral.
And
Spiral was a later thing because it initially came out with shit.
Spiral was 2017.
Danger was TCG exclusive too for a long time.
Danger was the archetype, but was more of an engine. But yeah, Danger was the last one. And that was 2018.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, I got so like, I've been writing stuff down. Honestly, I might need to actually do like 6 parts to this video because this Yu-Gi-Oh's not dying, but Yu-Gi-Oh needs a whole reset. They need a complete reset. They need a reset. They need to resync everything they're doing. Prize support, just prize support for participation all the way to first place. They need to resync how they do sets. Honestly, they need to do less sets but more better sets. And how that works is I'm gonna try to lay it out.
I'm gonna try and lay out one of my wife.
They need to how do you put it? YCSs need to be more expensive to attend. It should not be $20, $25, $30 anymore. And I know that might push some people away, but this comes back to what you get when you enter YCS tournament. If you want to do cash prizes, you have to break down every other thing in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game before you do that. 6, you should actually make, I'm not going to say IRL tournaments for Master Duel, but you need to do more Master Duel tournaments where they could be done at YCS, like at a side event. You know, something like that, have computers, have it on phone. Have it something kind of like Pokemon Go. Because I feel like you can only do it online. And it's like, okay, this sucks. Or do it with Duel Links at least. And last but not least, we actually need a better idea of how to get the kids play Yu-Gi-Oh again. We need to do that because honestly, it's just a bunch of grown men. The kids get in because they have parents that used to be kids in their or teenagers in the late 90s, early 2000s that grew up and indoctrinated kids into Yu-Gi-Oh. But honestly, other than that, this video helped because now I got so many ideas.
Well, with that being said, thank you to the chat for being here. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.